Hey y'all, it's the Hobo and welcome back to another video. Alright you guys, well I am so excited. Today we are doing another product review. If you saw a few weeks ago I did a product review on my Enlightened equipment quilt and it was so fun to film and make. So hopefully you will like this one just as much. Today's product review is going to be all about a shoe called Vibrams. If you don't know what Vibrams are, or if that doesn't sound familiar to you, I promise you probably know what they are. I'll insert a picture right here so that you know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's basically a shoe that has toe compartment things so that each one of your toes has a separate area in the shoe. I wanted to get this type of shoe because I hate wearing shoes. I would much rather go barefoot 24/7 than have to wear shoes. So I thought, why not try a shoe that makes it feel like you're barefoot? Vibrams has a ton of different styles, anywhere from really durable so that you can go hiking to more of like a road runner shoe or just everyday shoes that you can wear. And the determining factor for me on choosing my style was which style was on sale on Amazon. The style that ended up being on sale on Amazon was the Vibrams Women's KSO Evo running shoe in coral gray, and it sold for $62 on Amazon. I wanted a shoe that would be versatile, that I could wear into town or just running around doing errands, but also maybe possibly wearing on hikes or adventures, so I was hoping that this shoe would be the perfect middle ground for that. I took videos documenting my whole experience with Vibrams, so let's just get right into that. Alright, so as you can see, I got a very exciting package in the mail today. I'm really excited. Okay, first look. I won't look, you guys can look first. That's a boring first look. Packaging out of the way. Here it is. Look at it in all of its coral glory. Okay, so first impressions is that the top of it is all mesh, which looks really breathable, and then the bottom is hard and really protected, but it's also super flexible. So I think it will do a really good job of mimicking being barefoot, and I love the color. I wanted to show you a few of the details that I noticed right off the bat. So, like I mentioned, super ridiculously flexible, but a really hard sole, which is nice with lots of traction and tread. And then the top of it is mesh. And then it's got laces right here so that you can tighten it or you can loosen it. And then when you're done, you can use this Velcro to keep the laces right out of the way for you, which is really nice. And yeah, I'm really excited to try it on, but all the reviews I read did say that it is a learning curve to try and put it on for the first time. So let's hope that that goes okay. But the laces should make that a lot easier. Alright you guys, well, I have the shoes on. Initially, I was worried that it would take a really long time to get the shoe on based on the reviews and the company saying that it is tricky and kind of a learning curve to get the shoe on, but it went way quicker than I thought. The only issue is that it's a little bit tricky to get each individual toe into the compartment that it's supposed to be in because all of them want to shove into the same one. But once you get it, you feel it and you can tell that it's right, but just to make sure I would count each toe and make sure that it was in the right spot. But other than that, it was pretty easy to put on. The laces are really nice to be able to tighten up and loosen how you need to, and I thought that having material in between my toes would really bug me, but having it on, it feels really normal and comfortable, and I really like it so far. I definitely need to go test it out on some different surfaces, but I'll let you know how that goes. So far, they seem like a win. I'm excited. Okay, so I'm back from the walk that we went on, and I originally was not gonna go into the creek, but I was like, you know what? I gotta really test it and see how it does when it's fully wet. And it held up way better than I thought it would. It dried super quickly and had a ton of grip in the stream, which was great, but I could still feel the rocks, so then I could have more control. It was awesome. I did notice that some little bits of almost debris and pebbles got in the top of my shoe and went down into my shoe, but that happens with any shoe, and it actually didn't bother me to keep walking in it. And now that we're back, the shoes are pretty much dry, which is crazy because I soaked them. But I really liked them. My feet are just a tiny bit sore, tired, not sore, but tired from walking in them, because it's like you're walking barefoot, so it's kind of a switch from going to shoes to doing a whole walk barefoot. But I loved them. I can tell they're gonna be my new favorite shoe, so I'll keep you updated as I keep going. Okay, you guys, so I am finally out on trail, my first time using my Vibrams, and oh my gosh, it was great for the first 4 hours, and now it's literally just straight rocks that I'm walking on. Oy, oy, oy. My feet are gonna give out. I think it'll just take more of a break-in period because, oh, hi boss. It'll take more of a break-in period because that's what a lot of the reviews said, and it does feel like I'm walking barefoot and this is a long hike. But before my feet started really aching, I loved it. I told my mom and my aunt who are on the hike with me that I don't know how I can ever go back to wearing hiking boots ever again, because these are so you just feel one with nature. And my joints hurt a little less, and I don't know, I really like it. But I do not recommend going on a 6-hour hike on straight rocks and them without testing them out otherwise. I don't know. Ow! Wish me luck, we've still got a ways to go. Okay, well, I'm here, ready to go on another hike, and I'm in my barefoot shoes. I was gonna wear my ultra hiking boots, but then I thought I better try them out again, so we're giving them another go. Okay, so quick update. There's mosquitoes everywhere. But I need to sit down. Stop, get off. Quick update on the shoes. They're holding up good. My feet still kind of hurt, but I think that that's because they're just not used to not having any support whatsoever. And I do really like hiking in them. I was able to go through a creek, which was nice, and then they just dried off really fast. I do notice it's a little bit uncomfortable when they're stopping wet against the material, but they dry off so fast and my feet just need to get a little bit calloused. Man, there are so many mosquitoes. Okay, other than that, yeah, they're holding up fine. My feet kind of hurt, but they're fine. Update on the Vibrams. After I got them wet in the little creek river thing, then they started to, my feet started to blister up and chafe a little bit, so they were hurting. So now, to get a break from my barefoot shoes, I'm going barefoot. We will see how it goes. So far it feels good to just have a break and let them breathe a little bit. But Yeah, I definitely think I'd have to work up to them to wear them for longer hikes like I have been trying. I'm back to the Vibrams. I'm giving them another go because the trail turned into all these tiny little horrible rocks. So I'm giving them another chance because I can't stand it. We made it to the hike. We made it to the parking lot, and yeah, my feet hurt. It was kind of fun to hike barefoot. By barefoot I mean in my shoes and actually barefoot, but I can definitely tell that I would need to work up my feet to be able to do 6 mile hike again. Oh well, we made it back. Alright, so those were the last clips that I have of me trying out these Vibrams. I did have a few other times that I tried the Vibrams, but I just didn't film it because it was last minute, or I just decided to grab them and go. But I do feel like I got a wide range of activity to test out these shoes. I have some pros and cons that I want to list off first for the shoes, so let's just get the cons out of the way. I think the biggest con that I realized was that I don't think this style was suited for what I wanted this shoe to do for me. I wanted to be able to wear this shoe anywhere for any adventure, go hiking with it, go on long backpacking trips with it, but I don't think the style that I chose was suited for that. When I would go hiking, it would be amazing for the first mile or two, and then afterwards my foot would start to get really sore and tired from all the different surfaces that I was feeling. I think this is an easy fix because Vibram has tons of different styles of shoes, and they have certain ones that are specifically targeted for hiking, and I did not choose that shoe, so that's probably my bad. But it is something to keep in mind if you don't know exactly what you're wanting this shoe for. You might want to research each different style so that you're able to do the activities that you want to do in this shoe. I think another way you could fix this issue is maybe if you had like tougher, stronger feet, but I apparently have weak feet because every time I would go on a hike or an extended long walk, my feet would start to get tired after a while. I think if you have strong feet and if you wear these shoes consistently every day and get used to the feeling of them, then that could be changed drastically to a point where you love these shoes all the time. Another con that I noticed was that once you get those shoes wet, they dry pretty quickly, except there's certain areas of material that dry slower, and it seemed like it would chafe all my toes and foot when it was wet. I think this also could be fixed if you have tougher feet, but I don't think I wore them consistently enough every single day, getting them wet or wearing them around on different surfaces for my feet to get tough enough to resist that uncomfortable chafing. This is also pretty common with any shoe though. I wasn't like shocked when this happened because with every shoe, if you get it wet, your feet are probably going to be a little bit uncomfortable. I don't think this is a huge turnoff though because it was still comfortable while it was wet. It's just that if I was wearing it on a long hike where I was working really hard and walking all the time, and then I got them wet and wore them for miles after that, then my feet would become a little bit uncomfortable. So if you're not planning on wearing these for an 8-mile hike, then I think you're probably good to go. I wore these plenty of times on short walks and got them wet, and it did not bother my feet at all. It was just when I wore them wet for a long extended period of time, then it would bother me. Okay, so let's get those cons out of the way and move on to the pros. So I loved that this shoe really made me feel like I was genuinely barefoot all the time. That's exactly what I searched out this shoe for, and it's exactly what it gave me. I think if you are looking into this shoe, you definitely should research your size and what style you want, because I don't feel like they suited my needs exactly how I wanted them to because of the style I chose, but I think there's such a wide range of styles that Vibram offers that it's awesome that you can choose exactly what you want for which circumstances you're going to be using them in. Another pro that I loved was that you could really feel each surface you were walking on, and that kind of makes you more aware of what you're stepping on, what you're doing, and makes you feel a little bit more connected to the earth. As I mentioned though, that could turn into a con after walking on different surfaces for an extended period of time, but if you're doing it for shorter distances or if you choose a different style, then I think it's an awesome aspect of this shoe. Overall, I really love this shoe and I've gotten tons of use out of it, even though I haven't been able to use it as much for hiking as I wanted to. I've been able to use it just for shorter walks, just running errands, which it is quite a style to wear in town, but if you get used to it and you get that acquired taste, I think you'll really enjoy it. The Vibrams come in all different colors and styles, so I really like that you can pick and choose to your preference. You could choose just an all black to be more subtle instead of like a neon coral like me. But I do really love all the styles. I think they're kind of funky and fun. I think if you do your research, figure out your size, figure out what style you want and where you want to be wearing them, I think these Vibrams are an awesome option for you. I think that is all that I have to say about these Vibram shoes. Let me know if you have any comments or questions that I didn't answer, and I will answer them to the best of my abilities in the comments. But other than that, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!